Not the first name that comes to mind when you think of a hero, but Korg is certainly more powerful than he seems. The guy managed to stay alive in the Grandmaster's Coliseum for a good while. His Cronin heritage grants him some incredible strength and a tough, rocky exterior. Korg was a great ally to Thor during the events of Ragnarok, helping face down the Berserkers, even saving Heimdall when he was overwhelmed. No matter his fighting prowess or marksmanship, the Mad Titan would crush this friendly fellow to pebbles. The Hulk and strikes from Thor's weapons are shown to be able to chip off a few pieces of Korg. Thanos' strength matches that of the Hulk, making it fairly easy to assume his strikes would have a similar effect. Thanos has far more experience and power overall than Korg ever could. Even without the enhancement of the Infinity Stones, Thanos has a leg up over the soft-spoken Cronin. This is not a rebellion that Korg could stand a chance of winning. James Rhodes is a talented man. An expert pilot and graduate of MIT, he has both the training and the smarts to back it up. The flight and superhuman strength of the armor gives Rhodey an edge over the average soldier. The variety of weaponry and advanced internal systems make War Machine live up to his name. Rhodey is fully equipped to deal with any earthly threats, but when it comes to space, he's a bit more out of his depth. He's a smart guy and a great planner, but he's still a human being under the suit. Due to his injuries from Civil War, he relies more on the armor than before, with the suit giving him back the use of his legs. Too much damage to the suit, and he could be rendered immobile on the battlefield. Thanos has strength and stamina that matches up well to the War Machine armor. The Mad Titan also boasts more military experience than any one human could gather in their lifetime, leveling the playing field on that front. War Machine may give Thanos a bit of trouble, but at the end of the day, Thanos would come out on top. An Asgardian who has lived a very long life serving the crown, Heimdall served as protector of the realm for millennia until Asgard fell at Ragnarok. He kept the escaping Asgardians safe from Hela's forces and stood against Loki's attempts to kill Thor, with varying degrees of success on each of these excursions. Heimdall shows his amazing skills with weaponry, but he is not immortal, nor is he undefeated. Aside from having the strength and stamina of an Asgardian warrior, Heimdall has the ability to gaze into the Nine Realms, able to see almost anything across the world tree. Though an amazing power, his sight is not much of a battle-based ability. Seems that the Titans were built much tougher than Asgardians, and Thanos outclasses Heimdall in strength and size. Heimdall managed to evade Hela and survive, but never faced her head-on. His job is to watch over others, but even he can't stop the Mad Titan. You know, as evidenced by Infinity War there. Yeah. Sam Wilson has a great advantage over many, having the ability to take to the skies during battle. The extreme speeds he can reach help him not only outmaneuver, but also add power to his strikes. Combined with his goggles giving him a much better field of view, he's a force to be reckoned with. He's got physical combat and weapons training on his side, even able to face the Winter Soldier in hand-to-hand combat for a brief while. But Falcon lacks what many superheroes have in the powers department, being a regular human when not attached to a specialized wingsuit. Thanos has the ability of increased speed and superhuman strength and reflexes thanks to his Titan heritage. Sam is unfortunately outclassed here. I mean, Falcon was unable to keep up with Ant-Man, making the likelihood of a successful fight with Thanos very, very, very low. Rocket is small but mighty. His smaller form makes him much more agile than many opponents. He can see, hear, and smell better than the majority of creatures, and his cybernetic skeleton gives him another edge, with added durability and reflexes. All this combined with his marksmanship is what makes him a vital member of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Despite this, defeating an intergalactic warlord may be a bit too much for our little furry friend.
Shh, no, don't speak.
No amount of comedic timing and witty cynicism can detour Thanos from his goals. The Titan also boasts improved physiology and, despite his size, is faster than he looks. Even with the largest weapons in his arsenal, making the Titan fall is not in the cards for this raccoon. Thanos would likely turn the tides of the fight as his own tactical experience outshines that of Rocket. With strength that can rival the Hulk and weapon expertise from his own many years of conquering planets, Thanos has a good lead on this Guardian. Rocket wouldn't stand a chance alone. Avenger or not, Hawkeye's one of the few normal humans on the team. No amount of training or experience can change that. That makes him much more vulnerable to blows that many of his teammates could shrug off. Something that might just bruise Captain America might break a few of Clint's ribs. Hawkeye's expertise is in his bow, but even he has mentioned that the weapon seems a bit impractical in some of their fights, most notably facing down Ultron's army. His close-range combat is still top-notch, having martial arts and swordsmanship at his side. No matter how much skill Barton possesses, Thanos has been training for much, much longer, having lived much longer than any human. Thanos has had many years to hone his skills, so his combat ability does not fall behind Hawkeye's at all. And without any otherworldly powers or abilities, Barton may as well be fighting a speeding train. Thanos would flatten him just as quickly. Enhanced with the power of the Mind Stone and granted the ability of super speed, Quicksilver has shown great hero potential for his very brief stint in the MCU. But due to his short time, we didn't get to see a whole lot of him. Quicksilver has increased perception and is able to react to things at an accelerated speed as well. He can also use his speed to generate enough force to cause some more serious blows. But speed isn't everything in order to beat the Titan. He would need some serious combat skills to back it up and some creative uses of his power. The force of Quicksilver's strikes wasn't enough to knock over Thor, so it's unlikely he would be able to damage Thanos. The extreme speeds that the hero reaches isn't infallible. Although he's fast, he never showed speed capabilities like that of his X-Men counterpart. Maybe if he could reach that kind of velocity, he may have a better chance. But as it is, my money's on Thanos. Peter Quill was certainly ready to face Thanos during the events of Infinity War. But even without the gauntlet, Thanos would have wiped the floor with Star-Lord. Quill isn't just a run-of-the-mill human. Being half celestial has some great perks. The better durability is a plus. Peter showed off this ability when he was able to handle the Power Stone. Unfortunately, Star-Lord lost some of his more otherworldly powers when he fought his father to the death. No more energy manipulation and immortality. Without those, he's still got some ability with weapons, but it's not a lot of power compared to what Thanos can dish out. One of Peter's biggest weaknesses can be his emotions, letting them cloud his judgment and making his decisions often rash and ineffective. Thanos can easily take advantage of any mistakes, making Star-Lord likely be the creator of his own demise. Natasha Romanoff has some red in her ledger, but assassinating humans and facing a being such as Thanos head-on is an entirely new level. Black Widow suffers from some of the same weaknesses as Hawkeye. Metahumans tend to have the edge over the standard Earth dwellers. Natasha has incredible training from her time in the Red Room, soon to be expanded on in the upcoming film. Her skills are renowned, being praised as the best in her class. She is skilled in a variety of weapons, including various firearms and an arsenal of electroshock weapons. Her bravery is incredible, and she's just as smart as she is strong. Her training is meant mostly for more covert missions, though she has had a lot of practice elsewhere. The Battle of New York and the Battle of Sokovia were both great showcases of her fighting prowess. Her battlefield experience can't hold a candle, though, to that of Thanos, a being who has conquered many worlds before. Thanos wouldn't be too threatened, even by such a formidable assassin. Last, but certainly not least,
your savior is here!
This god of mischief has shown his prowess over the years in a wide variety of ways. His illusions, knives, and the element of surprise are all parts of his strengths. Being a frost giant, he also has improved durability and strength. Not everyone can survive being thoroughly thrashed by the Hulk. Over the years, he's made his way from villain to reluctant hero slowly but surely, helping Thor defeat their older sister and evacuate Asgard. Despite all his tricks when it comes to Thanos, Loki doesn't stand much of a chance. Thanos can single-handedly put an end to this silver-tongued prince. He has already done so once before. Even without the help of the Infinity Stones, Thanos would still come out on top. He's proven he can predict Loki's moves quite easily. rendering many of his tactics useless against the Mad Titan. With many more exciting adventures on the horizon for Loki, maybe we'll get to see some other abilities and tricks we haven't seen yet. But for now, we can surely say that no amount of charm can save him if he ever faces Thanos again.